What's up?
Welcome to the Patreon.
Mango Bay. Are we on the Patreon?
We're live on the Patreon.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Come on down. Hello. We got some news for you today. Mango Bay news. This is kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's been a wild week.
Dude, okay.
It's been a crazy week in general. It's been a bad week for musicians, first of all.
Definitely.
Sly Stone, Brian Wilson.
Everyone's dying.
Everyone's dying.
Beach Boys. Go check them out.
Yeah.
Brian Wilson. We're going to quickly talk about him. Genius. But then also lost his mind comparing himself to the Beatles.
I think it was both. They had a mutual relationship like that, though, because apparently Sgt. Pepper's was inspired then by Pet Sounds.
No, for sure. But Brian Wilson, no matter how much success he had, always felt second fiddle, and it kind of ruined him, apparently.
Yeah.
Like, he was always, like, trying to be the Beatles, and it's like, bro, it's okay. You're not as famous as the Beatles.
I know.
And he just lost his mind. Beach Boys, though. Pet Sounds, one of the best albums I've ever heard in my life.
That's true.
So good.
True. I saw him live, like,
Really?
8 years ago or something. To do just Pet Sounds.
Yeah.
It was the Beach Boys. And even then, he was struggling, dude. At one point, he got up from the piano and just left. He was like, I'm done. And it was sad. It was honestly sad.
You know, it's so crazy. It's like, as you age, like, either you go all the way or you go down. So, like, Bruce Springsteen does, like, 40-hour concerts at 70. What the fuck? And then you have Brian Wilson just fucking powering down.
Yeah, man.
Anyway. I mean, you're 75 calling yourself a boy. So maybe that's weird.
He was like 85 or so. He was old.
Dude.
And then there's Sly Stone, who really, I'm surprised. I was shocked when I heard he died because I thought he had already died.
I thought he was dead for years.
Because homie loved crack.
Yeah, dude.
Like, he loved crack cocaine. He was like a proto.
Yeah.
He was like a proto crack guy. I don't want to say crackhead because he's too distinguished for that.
So,
but
a crack aficionado.
Yeah, I think he introduced Rick James to crack. I
think he was the first guy to say, "You're Rick James, bitch."
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he said.
In a totally denigratory way of just like, "You're Rick James, bitch. Mind your place."
And then you transmute that for yourself.
Yeah,
you know, it was Tai Chi
he
a little bit.
internalized it.
I am Rick James, bitch.
Yeah.
Bro. I mean, you know, I heard about Keith Richards also surviving, and I was always like, how the fuck did he survive? Apparently, he never mainlined it. He was just sniffing.
Really?
That is the biggest, I guess Keith Richards was actually lame and not a cool guy.
Well, guys, hey, here's a lesson for everyone here. Health tip. Snort heroin. Don't shoot it.
Good, because, dude, there was a legend around Keith Richards, like, this guy has been a drug addict the hardest, and he's surviving the most. What is it? It's because he didn't mainline it. And you know what? Call me defrauded, because I thought that he was the one who could. Like, his genetics were unique in a way that allowed him to survive.
There's a whole category of famous people where you're more surprised to hear that they're alive. Yeah. Keith Richards is one.
Still alive, by the way.
Yeah.
He is still the heck alive. Still snorting, apparently.
You know, shouts to them, dude. Good for them.
You know, and meanwhile, I found this band called Her. So amazing. They both died in a car crash, apparently. It's like, what? Can I love any alive artists?
When were they around?
They were like a good indie band. They have some really good tracks. Then they were from London, from England, and then they died in a car crash on tour.
Is this when? Like recent?
This is like I think maybe a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Watch out. The tour buses.
Everybody be dying. Holy shit! Did you hear about that Air India crash?
Oh no.
There was a plane crash this morning. Air India. Over 200 people died in Ahmedabad and Gujarat. It was a Boeing. Go figure. It was a Boeing.
Jesus.
200 people died. One guy survived.
What?
Some guy named Ramesh Vishwas something. Apparently, as soon as it crashed, and they kept in all the headlines. They're like, he was allotted seat 11A, 11A. Everybody's saying what seat it was. Now everybody, that's going to be like a premium seat. That's the new first class. Is going to be 11A.
You know he's going to have some weird, like, cultish following.
Yeah.
Some religious thing, like he is divine.
But as soon as it crashed, he got up and opened the emergency exit, and got the fuck out.
I heard the moment it
crashed. And he was, like, standing and walking. There's footage of him walking. He was just like,
what? Like it was a bad
snap. Yeah.
It was crazy because apparently the plane crashed. He stopped pissing on his neighbor, and then he got out. That was... That's how you survive these, man. This is a harkening back, of course, to the 3 or 4 stories of people pissing on people.
And people on Air India flights pissing on other people.
He crashes. He's like, "Can I please get a glass of water?"
Yeah. One glass of water, please.
Guys, what does a plane have to crash to get a glass of water around here?
Yeah, dude.
Heart goes out to the victims.
Yeah, that's a horrible tragedy.
Dude, plane crash got to be the worst way to effing go.
100%, dude.
You got to watch
100%.
The Rehearsal, by the way, season 2.
Oh,
where
yeah.
Nathan literally
very
gets
funny.
a pilot license.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It's unbelievable. But that's literally insane, dude.
Yeah, that is nuts. That just happened too.
Watch out.
Breaking.
Right, well, we are breaking. Oh my God, this is insane.
Ramesh Vishwas, Ramesh or something was his name.
Dude, he's going to be...
And he looks kind of like, that kind of jacked Indian
Yeah.
style, right? Because the way he was walking out of the plane, it's like those memes that you see on TikTok or whatever, where it's like 3 guys walking and one guy bumps the shoulder into the other one, then they all turn around. You know what I mean? He looks like one of those types.
Dude, he's about to get that plane crash pussy.
Dude,
Oh, God. Jelly.
yeah.
JK, obviously, but Jesus Christ. Air India. Why Air India can't go 2 weeks?
It's Boeing. It's a Boeing.
It's a Boeing,
issue.
right?
It's a Boeing.
You're right,
issue,
not right. But Boeing's, what's going on?
I don't know, man.
Go
But-
Airbus.
Yeah, I can't fucking believe that.
Let me hold on to a stork as it flies, as opposed to a Boeing.
It's better than Boeing.
Jesus
for sure.
Christ. Boeing hasn't hit. Boeing's on the ground.
Boing, boing, boing.
What is going on, dude? What the heck? You know what it is? I've heard, what I've read is that the FAA is so, has no ability to do anything for these companies. They are a watchdog agency, but these corporations got the lobbyists just
Okay, but this is in India.
Still, I'm guessing in
Right.
all areas, the private sector has just
But
destroyed any
I
sort
think
of
it's a
public-
Boeing issue, though. It's a Boeing issue.
That's what I'm saying. The private
Yeah.
company
Yeah.
owns all the public watchdogs, and then they don't have any say to be like, hey, do this, do that.
Yeah, that could be
kind of shit.
That could be for sure.
That's what I read on the 727 MAX. It was just like, dude, the FAA was just kind of okay, all right, buddy, yeah. Engine doesn't work, okay. And they're like, all right, fuck, I get paid $2 an hour. I can't do
know.
anything, so.
That's exactly right.
And then the Boeing whistleblowers are getting sniped.
They're getting fucking snuffed out and stuff, dude.
What?
It's crazy.
Ah!
It's so crazy. Anyway, let's talk about the protests a little bit.
Yeah.
Or the riots or whatever it is.
So basically, Trump sent in a mass deportation order in LA, and these ICE agents went in. This was a week ago.
Yeah.
And basically started
Deporting.
doing the thing.
Doing the thing.
And it's kind of it's almost reads like a racist play. They went to all the Home Depots and all the lawns.
Oh, apparently that was not true, though.
Okay.
The Home Depot thing was not true.
I mean, Jesus Christ. It's kind of gnarly. It's very gnarly because they're basically just going and just grabbing and throwing him in a truck and taking him to a center. And if you're Mexican looking next to him, you're also getting thrown in.
Well, Indian media has to be obviously focused on the Indian, and they have footage of one Indian guy. He looks like kind of an Indian fuckboy, He's got that shag kind of haircut, well clean shaven, but it shows him he's writhing on the floor and stuff.
Listen, shout out to all Indians. Do not mow a lawn this week. If you're in LA.
Yeah, seriously. Don't mow a lawn. Don't pick up a guitar. Okay.
The deck can wait. Do not fix any decks.
Don't eat fruit in public. Okay.
Do not eat any citrus.
Yeah.
If you see an orange on a leaf, you just walk right past that.
Keep your IBM ThinkPad close at hand. Okay.
Do not sweat.
Yeah.
Do not sweat. And definitely keep. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Don't even whistle.
Don't you dare whistle. Do not watch any Abella Anderson this week. I mean, nothing Spanish, guys. Don't eat an empanada. Do not stop at the taco trucks.
Don't, dude.
We're eating apple pie this week in LA. We're eating lasagna only. Oh, God. Dude, I think it's reprehensible, dude, what I'm seeing. It hurts me. Maybe I'm getting taken by the liberal media. I don't know, but it's hurting my heart seeing all these people getting kind of taken down. I don't know how much.
I mean, look, here's the problem, right? As I see it, and Trump did this to himself because people keep pointing out the fact that Obama deported tons of people, and nobody really said anything.
Sure.
The problem with Trump is he's just time to deport. He's putting on a carnival hat, putting on deportation memes. He's just we're deporting people out here. He's going full reality show with it and being excited and happy about it. Well, I'm like, dude, no, this is a grim thing that you're doing.
That's literally what it is. And the grimness has been continuing since Biden, since Obama.
Yeah.
But even liberals, white rich liberals were what's they're legal, on the ixnay, put it under the cover A. Yeah. But when you're dunking on literally the hardest working people on earth.
I know, and then you're posting videos of them crying and being like,
Dude, like-
bye-bye. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. You're fired. You're fired from America. Like, shut up, dude.
Dude, he thinks it's like The Apprentice Mexican edition.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, "You're fired."
Yeah.
It's The Apprentice.
It's such a terrible
Presentivo.
look. Like, I'm sure there would have been pushback no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Because he's a Republican and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, what's interesting, though, is seeing the Indian reaction online to this, social media-wise, is like, they're doing a little bit of gloating because the protests have now gotten out of hand, right? There's like riots and stuff, which, by the way, there's a little bit of a media thing, right? Because apparently it's like one really small part of LA.
Right.
Most people I talk to in LA are like not affected by this at all.
Yes.
It's not near them at all.
Yes, so that's what I've heard as well.
And so it is the media just they're trying to turn this into like a Floyd 2020 style moment, right? But it's not that. You know what I mean?
It seems what I'm saying is it seems like some egregious shit is happening where like if you're around an arrest, these ICE guys are kind of dumb and they're just like everyone get in, and they don't know about due process. These goombas, they just stop watching Entourage for 2 seconds, or they don't know laws, right? So I don't know how to conceptualize.
They're listening to the Entourage theme song as they're cruising around. And you want to flow, I will be your superhero. Are you ready to It's so terrible.
Dun, 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 dun. Stone Cold Steve Austin. But it's like I just think it's like one of those things where these ICE guys are just like so probably just dumb as fuck. They don't know how no tact, no.
No, and like
there's
you
no
have
charm.
you have to be the dumbest to do the job,
Right?
Right? Because you have to be the least thinking and the most prone to aggression in order to do a job.
I'll
like
say
that.
this: there's a charming way to deport somebody.
Yeah, there is.
And there's a not charming way to deport somebody.
You tempt them with some empanadas, and then they get into a van. and
trail
like,
of empanadas that lead to a
We're going
truck."
to the empanada factory now, actually. And then next thing you know, they're in the Dominican Republic or whatever, you know? Like, I told you, it's like the source of all the empanadas. But no, for them, they're like, time to black bag some motherfuckers.
You just gotta lead a trail of concha into a truck, and come on, and then they're in.
But they're not doing it the Obama way. They're not trying to rizz them up at all, you know?
Obama, I was joking about this. Obama had so much riz that anything he's doing, we were just like, stop droning the Middle East.
Is he wearing a
you're-
tan suit?
stop,
It's crazy.
You're killing him. Obama was so charming, even the Middle East was like, you're killing us. Like, you're crazy. So combat that with what lack of riz what's going on right now. I mean, again, Trump has, he knows how to rally his base.
Yeah.
He's super rizzed up for his base, but he's like completely the opposite for the other. And this is some bad optics. This is absolutely bad optics and very egregious. I mean, if you're a guy,
Well, the bad optics are now all around, right? Because now, you took people who were just protesting outside of ICE centers, right?
Right.
And these are maybe immigrant activists and probably a lot of Latin Americans, et cetera, who are just out there protesting. But then you get the underemployed and overeducated white liberal kids.
Yeah.
Who are joining whatever, right?
course.
They're like, I'm a Marxist, I'm a this, I'm a that.
Right.
And so they're always going to take the opportunity of whatever the occasion is to then make it about that, right?
For sure.
So then they start burning the Waymos.
right.
Destroying
Oh,
the
Waymos is
Waymos,
crazy,
you know?
dude. What a move.
Yeah.
Because I'm glad they didn't burn up anything that the Mexicans were using.
Yeah.
Like, we burned the Ubers. And like,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
who's driving? It's brutal. I mean, you see a lot of Mexicans in the protests too. Like they're there. Like they're
Yeah,
out
of course.
there as well, they're fucking throwing down. And like there's like stories of like just like an ICE guy like crashing into a guy's car and like by gunpoint, like the family's in the back. Like there's some heartfelt stories.
But did you see the video of it's like an Australian journalist on the street?
Oh boy.
And she's just talking, and then you see one of these dudes, like
Yeah.
SWAT team or whatever, just like carefully take aim and then shoot her in the leg with a rubber bullet. It's demented.
It's
absolutely insane.
These guys are insane, dude. These guys are insane. They're just. It really is like a thousand of the dumbest people just fucking going.
I know, and that's the thing about law enforcement, where I'm like, I understand the calls to defund police in the sense that, like, yeah, why are we giving the most money to the dumbest people, right? With the highest index of aggression, right. So I'm like, okay, you either defund or you put a shitload of money in and you attract the highest and most intelligent, highest IQ people to the job, who have the ability to kind of use proper judgment, right? I don't think that's actually even. I'm just speculating. I'm not saying this is an actual thing, right?
I mean, dude, what's the figure? 40% of cops have beat their wife.
Beat their wives. Yeah.
That's a real figure. That, as Lizzie Cassidy said, the cops gave you that number.
Yeah.
Which means it must be 117%.
I know.
So this is a real issue, and also LA is a sanctuary city, so this is like illegal, kind of in a way.
They beat their wives so much, dude. She like holds up a piece of toast. He's like, "Is that a gun?" Bum 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 bum.
Oh my god, dude, yeah. I mean, it's brutal right now. What's happening? I have seen the Indian media too. There's one dichotomy they're doing like. Mexican illegals versus Indian illegals.
Well, that's because a lot of the right wingers who were posting previously were like, "I'll take 100 illegal Mexicans rather than one legal Indian," and now the right wing Twitter Indians are like, "Yeah, how's that working out for you, bro?" Like, their Indians are really trying to flex the model minority part aspect of it now, just being like, "I'm here on an H-1B. You don't see us burning Waymos in the street. We program Waymos. We don't burn them." Okay.
Yeah. Here's a counterpoint to that. I want these Indians to imagine like a border, and on the south is just the poorest, wildest fucking Indians on earth. And just they come in mass. Yeah. That's not going to be like a fun time for anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
Just a bunch of homeless guys with no legs on carts just like crossing the border. You think that's going to be a good time? No, these docile, tech guys, obviously, like, oh, yeah, wow, a lot of jumping around.
Yeah.
The Home Depot's that way, by the way.
Told you guys, hey, white guys, see what you're missing over here, huh? This could be us, but you playing. Like, that's their energy. That's literally what they're not letting go of they're not letting go of being chumchas to white people.
Yes,
you know what I mean? They're like, told you so. Like,
they're giving Gatorade to the ice guys. Once you're done, you look parched, jackknife.
Dude, they literally are. They literally are doing that.
They're straight up just like gnarly with it.
Yeah.
And again, this calls to action this class concept, right?
Right.
Rich Indians might hate poor Mexicans in a way. And I'm like,
Right.
oh, why you don't love me more? I'm nice. I'm good.
Yeah.
I go play golf. And this is not the way to look at this, and again, it's like, okay, these are Mexicans. Mm-hmm. El Salvadorians, I get it. We all get it. Okay? We all get it. They're rough around the edges. We all get it.
Mexicans are the best people.
Come on.
They really are.
Come on.
They really are the best people.
But also, come on. Like, Mexicans are just awesome.
I know.
Come on, dude.
It's totally true. And then I'm seeing really dumb white right-wing influencers.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, Mexican food's the same. It's the same ingredients just in different forms. I'm like, what do neo-Nazis eat? Is it just Funyuns from a a vending machine at the bus station?
Packaged in China. What the fuck?
Like, what do you eat? You know
just
what
raw
I mean?
flour.
I always feel like they have to eat a burrito once in a while, but they probably do it hidden away. They're like eating it in an attic, like Anne Frank style. You know what I mean? Just like munching down on a burrito. Quietly eating before their Gestapo friends come in. Like, is that... You smell fucking guacamole? Huh? Is that mole sauce I smell?
Mole sauce. No, dude. It's just flour.
Let me smell that fart.
Yeah,
smell that fart, bro.
Yeah, you fucking
eating. Like, the Mexican food fart smells better than like a Pennsylvania Dutch meal.
Dude, I don't know what they're even talking about there, dude. Eat the chicken fried steak at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, I like white food, so I'm actually not even trying to hate.
I mean, dude, it's insane because even the most murderous Mexican, you're like, but your food's good.
I know.
Like, regardless.
I know. The cartels, it's just like, I mean, look, they're bringing us drugs. They're bringing us burritos. That should have been the counterpoint to when Trump was like, they're bringing drugs. They're killers. They're rapists. Be like, they're bringing us drugs.
The only thing they're raping
They're
is
passionate lovers. They're bringing great food.
I will say Mexicans are rapists of the asshole.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Okay. They're great people, but the asshole, definitely some not consent going on here of what's happening to me. Yeah, bro, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Like, they are literally they work 100 hours a day. And so, like, why them? Like, why just at work? Okay. If you're a Mexican, little tip. If you do those park parties y'all have where like 95 Mexicans come and hang out, Don't play that bodega music that y'all
Yeah,
love
don't
so
play the
Do not play that.
The sonidos. Put away the sonidos.
No
dude.
more of that.
Yeah.
I'm talking just Rascal Flats. That's it. Just play that. Get the scent off a little bit.
Yeah.
Or play or have the Mexican music when the ice agent comes. Switch to Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
He'll be a little
The
dazed.
Nuge.
Lock him in. Headlock.
Distract him with the Nuge.
And I thought y'all were such good boxers. What happened to that?
Dude, Mexicans are not to be fucked with.
They're not. Go box a bitch.
I remember one time I was shooting pool at a bar, and I was playing with this Mexican guy, and I was beating him, and he was like, "Last bucket," and I was like, "No, we don't play last bucket." He's like, "Come here, my friend." He's like 4 feet tall. He's like, he was drunk. He's like, "Before I play you, I play 2 Dominican guys, and they try to talk bad to me." And then he pointed out the scars on his knuckles. He's like, "So I had to take care of them." And I was like, "Last pocket it is, my friend. Last pocket it is."
Whoa.
Mexicans are tough, dude.
They're very tough, bro.
You know?
And the way he's playing like.
Yeah. They're like 5 feet of just pure muscle, and
They're dense.
Yeah.
They're dense,
dispassionate, like toughness.
Dude, they work with 4x4s and they are 4.
They are 4x4s, dude.
Again, seriously, like if you the least hateable fucking minority in this country is Mexicans. Like literally,
It's true.
my dad, who says racist things without a second thought.
Yeah.
He was like, Mexicans, good people.
Yeah.
Nicaraguans, don't care about them. And you know what? I get it, dude. Those Mexicans are so charming too. All they do is help you when you need help. Like they're a little horny. Let's say
They're
that.
good people. But hey, look, I think at worst they just pay for it, you know?
What?
They just pay for it.
Yeah.
Right? I remember in the central PA town I grew up in, there's a lot of Mexican stories right now. I remember there was just like one. I remember there was like, it was like the day a DJ came and they started dancing, right? And this is a fucking, podunk place where I grew up. And all these like Mexican laborers get off work and they come and they're drinking their Coronas or whatever. And then they just see like one really slutty woman dancing on the dance floor, and they got all really worked up and they're just like flashing wads of money. They're like, like, "Hey, can we just have a little bit of pussy, please?"
Poquito.
Un poquito chonchon.
Poquito chonchon.
Poquito chonchon.
Poquito cucha. Poquito. A little bit. Bro, my favorite Mexican story is I did a COVID show in Hawthorne, California at a Mexican biker bar that was closed, but not. You know? So I walk in, the biggest hazard of all time. There was literally strippers everywhere, and like a Mexican biker gang was just chilling. We were doing a show for the Mexican biker gang.
Yeah.
Father, son, doing the same line of coke like Lady and Tramp. Meeting at the middle. One of the funnest shows I've ever done in my life. Literally.
That's incredible.
So insane. I go up, start riffing on these like the father-son duo. There's like, this guy, chistoso, muy chistoso, which means very funny.
Yeah.
And I'm just like throwing down. I'm showing this guy. I'm like, y'all are both whores. Oh, these guys, how much you pay for this?
Yeah.
Oh, the son pays more, doesn't he? Yeah. Bro, raucous, Mexican, you can't tell us shit. Right-wing vibes. Like, they are...
That's the thing. It's like they're as
Trump.
right-wing as they get, actually. Latin Americans.
Brother.
Yeah.
Brother, they are Latin. They are right-wing as well. And
They don't do Latinx.
no, for sure. Yeah.
They don't do that shit.
They do not do that. But now, all these guys who voted for Trump, these liberals, white liberals, want to penalize them. Like, look what you did.
I know.
Look what you did. It's like...
It's crazy, dude.
I'm sure they didn't vote for him wanting to get deported. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think a lot of them couldn't vote, right? So if they did vote for him, there's a couple things going on there. But here's the thing, right? Here's the take is like, I really think that the protests aren't even about immigration at this point. It is like an anti-capitalist protest at this point. That's why they're burning the Waymos. You know what I mean?
I feel like every protest gets there. Isn't that the main problem in America?
That's
like,
because again,
no matter what,
the Marxist like college kids
Yeah.
come in and then they instrumentalize whatever it is. Oh, this is about black rights. Oh no, now it's about capitalism. You know? Oh, this is about immigration. No, now it's about capitalism.
It's always
they
just bring it back. 'Cause that's the thing that they can get riled up about.
Yeah,
And they're like, and they go back to the little penthouse apartments. Like, that was an amazing protest.
I know.
We really showed them.
I know.
We showed that Waymo. No Waymo.
Yeah.
For George Floyd, it happened the same way, right? That it went the protests, the looting.
Yeah.
I walked past one of the protests last night, and there was some Palestine mixed in too.
Oh yeah, no, they're bringing every cause into it, right?
Yeah,
This is always what happens with all the movements, you know.
I mean, dude, it's so insane that to think that all protests have the same, enemies. It's not even true. Like,
No, Mexicans in general don't give a fuck about Palestine.
No,
you know
they're
what I
not doing
mean?
shit.
Yeah, they're not doing it.
The moment you mess with a DoorDash guy, that's when everyone gets crazy.
Yeah.
And same with like Bengalis, all the immigrants don't give a fuck with the other immigrants. They're just working
I know.
too hard to give a fuck.
I know.
Right?
I know.
So
without that contingent of like the anti-capitalist, whether anarchist or Marxist or whatever, there wouldn't be any riots. You know what I mean?
Sure,
It
sure.
just wouldn't have happened.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, the Mexicans are out. I've seen some pictures, and these guys are like.
No, there definitely are some, right?
Right.
But I just think now it's taking a turn.
Right.
you know?
I think these will go on for a little bit because LA be rioting, bro. That is the most riot-heavy city, right? Like they just love
They
a riot.
historically do have a lot of riots, and they've
know?
had a lot of riots
100%,
over the
right?
years. Yeah,
And then-
Watts in the '60s,
Right,
Rodney King in the '90s.
Payne tells me about this. Alex Payne tells me about he was in the Rodney King riots. Like he was like a kid in it. Bro, like, and you see him, you're like, oh, this must have affected you deeply. Like, you're a kid just seeing like a flaming tire. That can't be good for you.
Dude, so crazy.
So listen, truly my heart goes out to any family affected negatively by the deportations. It seems like it's pell-mell, and they're just throwing whoever sometimes. Fight on. Get your lawyers. And I don't know. It just seems brutal.
Are we giving advice now? Is that it?
Get your lawyers. Get your lawyers. I don't know. Get your lawyers. What else, bro?
Viva la Revolucion. Get your lawyers. Carry milk with you for the tear gas.
Which you already do.
Yeah.
A lot, I feel like. Rub Dulce de leche on your eyes. Seriously, heart goes out to any hardworking immigrant who is being negatively, affected by this. This sucks. It's horrific.
I just don't know what we're gonna do without a lot of the undocumented labor. You know what I mean?
I'm not cleaning up those toilets.
Like we're not doing half the jobs are not gonna get done.
Bro. A documented toilet cleaner. That's
yeah. But then I think about it. I think like the real architects of the right wing right now, the Peter Thiel types who are like the tech overlords too. I think their vision is no, we expel all these people. Don't worry about population.
And then AI,
and then everything's gonna be drones are delivering everything, and robots are doing everything.
That makes too much sense
For them, yeah, but they don't really think ahead. The robots are then gonna revolt.
What was that? I mean, again, AI is already saying no to a shutdown directive, so Jesus Christ.
It's going to happen. We read about this in the Yoga Vashishta, actually.
The robots, they're just going to add a Mexican accent to the robots.
Yeah,
Sir, the lawn is finished.
I took care of the drywall. I'm going to take a break. And they're still going to keep them at like Home Depot parking lots. It's called skeuomorphic design, by the way. It's just a throwback to earlier design things.
Sure. It's why your Instagram has a camera picture on it. Same concept, dude. Skeuomorph the Mexican. Oh my God. Oh my God.
No, we still have mariachis.
No, they're still the same
but
guys.
Without all the Mexicanness.
Because you want to harken back to a simpler time when Julio was just doing it for you. Listen, shit is rough out here, and truly, I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm feeling heartfelt for the poor.
It's sad. It's sad.
Truly,
Very sad.
When poor people go through it, it's like Jesus Christ, man.
I mean, we are poor people. Let's not forget.
I know.
Just because we do a zero-collar job of this, like, let's not pretend.
Oh my God. I mean, it's shameful at this point.
Yeah.
Just fight the good fight, guys. We'll be podcasting about it ASAP. Don't you worry.
Join our Patreon. Come join our Patreon.
Listen, I'm sure there's Wi-Fi in jail.
Yeah.
Get on that Patreon.